Today we're going to do a continued little section here on gesture drawing. So the previous set of gesture drawings was gesture drawings related to the human skull as the underlying structure. Today we're just going to have a little fun, and we're going to start with the concept of the egg-shaped oval, and then we're just going to do a variety of character studies here, real quick gesture drawings, just to show how you can adjust things just a tiny bit to get variation in the heads. So I'll start here in this beginning one right here. So we'll kind of remember the eyes are going to more or less start at the halfway point. So I will just quickly add these in here. We'll do a little bit of a narrower, thinner head for this first one. So we'll kind of have an elongated nose. And then we're going to have the mouth in here with a lower lip. And the side plane of the nose. And a little indication of the chin. And cheekbones. And then we have the orbit of the eye. Remember the skull, we have that orbit. And that the top part of this orbit here is where our eyebrows fall, help protect us. And so, and then we'll, in this middle third, we'll give an indication of ears. So here we have someone with a little bit of a higher forehead, little indication of hair, and we can do a little indication of a neck. So here, just basically in just a matter of a few seconds, we have a little bit of an indication, gesture of the character study of the head. So now let's do, we'll do one here with maybe a wider forehead and parietal region. So we'll have this egg-shaped oval in here. And we'll kind of extend this out a little bit in here. The eyes, remember, and we'll have the eyes a little further apart on this guy. And we'll have the brow in here. And let's have a little wider, thicker nose. And we'll change the lips. Here, have the lower lip, maybe a little thicker lower lip. Then the chin, we can have a little bit more rounded chin, a little bit thicker cheekbones. And let's get some eyelids in here, lower eyes, eyelids, the side plane of the nose, and some hint of the ears. And now we got a little bit thicker neck. Okay. Now for a new character type, we'll take this egg-shaped oval, but then we're going to kind of square this off a little bit. So we'll have someone that has a much thicker head. Okay, so we got a halfway point. Again, we're going to, and we'll go more, spend more time on the proportions in another session coming up here pretty quickly, which will be, I think, really helpful for you guys. And then we're going to have, he's got a thicker head, so we'll give him a thicker nose. And have a real thin upper lip. And indication of a chin. We'll give him a much broader chin though, to kind of fit that face structure. Then we have this, but the cheekbones are going to come pretty much down here, so we still follow that kind of square patterning. And the eyebrows, again, the eyebrows on the other side. And in here we'll have the kind of short, stout ears. And might have a little bit of a fleshy fold underneath the neck. And hint of the shoulders. And then this parietal area come out a little thicker and kind of a flatter section of the forehead. And the frontal bones and the frontalis. So we have another interesting shape. What could we do now? Let's do one that's, so we did one that was a little bit square. So how about if we kind of make this rounder, more circular? So we want to again find this halfway point, eyes further apart, and have this nose and kind of a rounder ball to the nose. And then let's get some eyelids in here real quick. And then the mouth. And got the forehead in here. And we'll have a rounded cheekbone and chin. And the ears. And so we had a heavier guy with a more square chin. Now we have a little bit more rounded one. Let's have a little dimple in here in the chin. So another variation. How about we have another one that's kind of, let's see, let's have another one that's a little bit more, just a little bit more rounded, like the egg-shaped oval. So we have the halfway point, and we're going to have the eyes and the nose and the mouth, chin. So it's a little bit younger looking person. And we could have a little hint of hair in here. Thinner neck. Eyebrows. And the side plane here of the nose. Little indentation there. And a little hint of the ear. And that's another view. So now we'll do a few here in profile. Maybe we'll start off with, let's just do kind of just a straightforward one here. So we have our egg-shaped oval. We have our second egg-shaped oval. So at the halfway point with the eye, if you turn the eye so that it's like a capital A on its side, it's a good way to do a profile of an eye. And we'll just do a regular nose that comes out here. And then we have the mouth, the lower lip, chin. Follows here. Then we have the ear. And we're going to have the back of the head. And a little indication of a neck. The forehead comes in here. So it's a little bit of a younger person. Now, how about we did a round one up here, but we do another round one in here. So we'll kind of start with that circle, but have the circle up here for the back of the head. The egg-shaped oval here for the front. And we're going to have the nose come down. And then we'll have, keeping on that same plane right here, we're going to have the mouth turned down. And we'll have this lip come up in here. And it'll recede down to a little small bit of a chin down in there. And then again, the eye is like a capital A turned on its side. And then we're going to round the forehead. And we're going to round the jawline in here. Have that underneath. And we're going to have the ear back in here. And let's round the back of the head a little bit up, a little higher, right back in here. Try to keep some of that skull, even if the person's bigger and heavier and rounder, you still have a little bit of the skull that has to show underneath. So now we'll do, see, we did these with the chin coming back a little bit. So how about if we change the features? So we have this egg-shaped oval in here. Add the back of the head. And let's now have this coming out here. And this coming here. Then the lower lip will extend out a little bit. And a little bit more of an older person, or we'll have the chin jutting out just a little bit. So we want to have a little bit more angular in there. And kind of a rounded forehead coming in. And so a little bit of higher occipital area. And a little indication of the neck. So that gives us another type. Here we'll do another guy, another older guy with kind of a bit of a crick to the nose, maybe. So at halfway point, that's where the eye is going to be placed. And then we're going to have the nose come out here, kind of really angular. And we'll really make that lip come out nice and jagged, and the chin nice and jagged. And we'll have the forehead coming back. and we have now another body type in there. So, a couple more. How about we do another rounded one, but we'll turn the head a little bit. So kind of in here. And remember from the previous lesson, we talked about rounding the forehead. So we're going to find that angle in here. And then right through here. So that's the eyes are going to fall at that halfway point. So we'll go in here and kind of round that a bit. Then right through here, we're going to have the mouth and a little bit of the lower lip. And then we're going to round the chin and kind of pudgy cheeks. A little bit of pudgy cheeks here. And there. A little indication there. So remember we had that center line here, so that distance there is what we want to add to the back of the head. Then we'll give it a little indication of an ear and just an indication of a neck. And then, let's see, maybe we could do one more. How about we do one, we get the young guy, some other kind of younger guys in here. How about we do one more older person in here? So, and we'll do it and do one more profile older. So here we go. And we'll give him a crick to his nose too. Slope up a little bit. Then it comes down here. And it slopes back because he's maybe missing some teeth. And a little lip coming up in here. Capital A, turn on its side for the eye. And we'll get to eyes later in the year, so that'll help a lot. And kind of a higher jawline. And a little bit of fleshy fold. And back of the head. So the occipital bone back in there. The parietal bones. Then we have the temporal in there. Zygomatic. So we have a bunch of different types here. So real quickly here in just a matter of a few minutes, we've got, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 quick gestures. And so once you start getting the hang of using that, what's really helpful is to start with these real simple geometric shapes and then look for little variations within those shapes. And then you can study the different proportions and so forth. And you can put together kind of a fun little composition. So if you find yourself out sitting in a restaurant or home at a family dinner, maybe it's the holidays, you can just get out your sketchbook and just do these quick little gestures of all your friends and family and really have fun experimenting with all the different body types that you see around you. So anyway, so this is the little session here on gesture drawings. What I'll do now is I will do a time lapse, and I'll pick a few of these out and shade them for you so you can see a real quick overview of what it's like to shade these from your imagination, just from memory, and really have some fun with this project. So now I'll do the time lapse.